Okay, so this is a Chapter 3 test review, and I'm just going to look through these 3 graphs that we have here and graph them. And I guess I'll graph the parent function too. So let's start off by doing just that. Let's look at the parent function. F of x equals log base 2 of x. And when we deal with logarithms, okay, we're going to lay down our y values as -1, 0, 1, and 2. And we're going to use those 4 values, -2 if you'd like to. And again, this is the inverse of the exponential functions. When we did exponential functions, we have started with the x values, and again, we start off with -1, 0, 1, and 2. But since this is the inverse, we're going to put down those same values, but underneath the y column, because those are our y values. And the corresponding x values are going to be 1/2, 1, 2, and 4. Because basically we say, okay, 2 to the -1 power equals 1/2. 2 to the first power to the 0 power equals 1. 2 to the first power is 2, and 2 squared equals 4. All right, so those are our values. Now let's look at our transformation. What transformations do we have? Number 1, we have a horizontal transformation where we're going to move 3 units left. Since it's x plus 3, we're going to be moving all of our x values left 3, which means we're going to take our x values, and we're going to subtract 3. Okay? In fact, why don't we just do that first while we're here. So x and y. So we're going to take all of our x values and we're going to subtract 3 from them. So over here, -3. So this is going to give me -2.5, -2, -1, and 1. All right. Next we have, and we're going to do this in the right order also. So we got our horizontals, only one of them. Next we have a vertical transformation. And specifically, we have a reflection over the x-axis. Okay, so it's our y values that are shifting, and we'll do our reflection first. So we flip y values. Y values. Okay, so we wind up with 1, 0, -1, -2. And then our third transformation is this -1, so we're going to go down 1. So Vt is down 1. So we're going to take our y values and we're going to subtract 1 from them. Okay, after we have flipped them, so we go 1 minus 1 equals 0. 0 minus 1 equals -1. -1 minus 1, -2. And -2 minus 1, -3. So these are now our y values. All right. These are the x values we're going to use. So we come over here. Oh, by the way, since this is a log, okay, so this is a logarithmic function, the asymptote is going to be based on what's happening with x, because our asymptote of our parent function of log here, our asymptote is x equals 0. So if we're going to shift everything to the left 3 units, our asymptote for this new function is x equals -3. That's good to do. Get your asymptote in there. That kind of helps you as you graph it. Now we're just going to graph these points that we have, right? These 2 columns. So -2.5 and 0 there. -2 and -1. -1 and -2. And 1 and -3. All right. And then as we graph these points, we see them moving away from the asymptote, so we know our graph's heading out that way, and then it's heading down towards the asymptote and then runs right along it, getting closer and closer. All right, let's look at next one here. Again, parent function, f of x equals 2 to the x. Exponential function, so I'm going to lay down the x values first, and that gives me 1/2 1 and 2 and 4. Okay, transformations that we have. Well, right here we have a horizontal transformation where we are going to reflection over the y-axis. So we're going to flip our x values. Since it's negative x, so we're going to change the value of our x values. So if the x values are changing, that means it's a reflection over the y-axis. All right, let's go ahead, and that is our only horizontal transformation. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 0, -1, -2. Basically multiplied everything by -1. Then we have our vertical, and again we're going to do reflection first. So VT reflect over x-axis. So we're going to flip our y values. Okay, so let's do that first. -1/2, -1, -2, and -4 times -1. Okay. And then the last one is we're going to add 2. So last vertical transformation is we're going to up 2. So we're going to add 2 to y. So it's going to push our whole thing up. So +2, +2, +2, and +2. This is 1.5. This is 1. This is 0. And this is 2. Okay, we can now graph. These are the points that we're going to graph. Here's our new x values off of our parent, and these are our new y values. Come over here, I go 1 is 1/2, and 0, x is 0, oops, 1 and 1/2, yeah, x is 0, x is 0, this is 1. When x is -1, it's -2, so down here. And then at -2, it's at 2. Oh, this was, whoops, missing my marks here. 1 was at 1.5. 0 was at 1. -1 was at 0. Okay. Clean this up a bit. And remember we mentioned that our since this is a exponential function, then whatever number we add or subtract to our whole function, so f of x plus or minus c, that's going to give us our asymptote. So our parent function, the asymptote was at y equals 0. In this case, since we're moving up 2, our asymptote is here at y equals 2. And our graph is something like that. And I just realized I have not been graphing the parent function, but the transformations are a little bit more important here. Lastly, get this out of our way. Okay, our parent function is f of x equals e to the x power. Exponential function, x, y. So again, exponential, we're going to go negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. So it's going to be e to the negative 1, e0, e to the first, and e squared. This is 1 over e, which is approximately 1 over 2.72. This is 1. This is 2.72. And this is 7.39. Okay? E is approximately 2.72. Okay, I'm going to clean this up since I'm going to have to put this in here. 1 over 2.72. And let's see what our transformations are. We only have two. Both of them are vertical. Okay, we have this, which is a vertical transformation, and it's a reflection x-axis. So we're going to flip our y values. And the second one is right here, negative 1. We're going to go down 1. So we're going to subtract 1 from y. But we have to do it in the right order. So first we're going to flip all of these. So let's get our new table in here. To green. xy. Nothing changed with x. All the x values stay the same. We're now going to flip the sign of all of our y values. So negative 1 over 2.72, negative 1, negative 2.72, and negative 7.39. Lastly, we're going to subtract 1. So minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1 equals negative 1 and 1 over 2.72. You could say 1/3 if you want. Negative 2, negative 3.72, and negative 8.39. Come over here, negative 1 and negative almost 2. Oops. Put that around here. Okay. At x is 0. It's at negative 2 when x is 0. Negative 2. When x is at 1, it's 3 here. And when x is 2, it's down here. Our intercept, since we moved everything down, negative 1, not our intercept, our asymptote, is y equals negative 1. So our graph looks a little something like didn't do a very good job of hitting all those dots, but I'm in a little bit of a hurry, so I can stop this. Okay.